Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a video on the SCX deadbolt. A few things have happened. The servo started to get a little sluggish. Wasn't making full turns. I'd have to back up to get full articulation in that. So the servo's going out. So that's got to get replaced. That's this right here. So decided to go ahead and upgrade that. I knew it was going to happen once I took the wheels and pushed them out a little bit. Puts a lot more stress on that servo, so we're going to have to go with that. But before we get into that, I did want to show this product right here. Yes, that's right. It's a 30 millimeter EDF, little tiny thing. There you go. I tried not to get some reflection out of that. We haven't even opened it to look at it. There you go, little 6 propeller, brushless, got a great tiny little motor on it. It is an external spinner, which is really cool. Spins that sucker right on up. Looking forward to putting this into a model. Which model we will figure out. We're gonna put it into something somewhere along the lines of the I think the A800 kind of design. Is what we're going to go for. We'll figure all that kind of out, put it in a little glider, and probably get some good speed out of that too. So look forward to that video. Moving on forward. So the next thing I got the EcoPower digital servo. It's a 12 gram, 2.7 gram or kilogram per centimeter servo, which is really great. That's at 6 to 8.4 volts. Metal Gear digital, highly recommended. It's either this or the Emax, which I did get an Emax, and I looked into possibly getting a different servo since the 12 gram is a little under what was recommended for that Twisted Hobbies model that I got. But I think I'm going to keep the Emax for that and use the EcoPower in here. We ended up getting the Samix Axial SC24. It's a 05 motor. We're not 100% sure on how many turns it is. It doesn't say at all, but it's definitely an upgraded motor. It does have the brass pinion gear, which is really nice. We're going to put that in and make the modifications on that. Had to get a servo replacement to fit it. This is the original plastic one. Just doesn't fit. We were going to put that other 9 gram Metal Gear servo in there, but it does not fit in here. I went ahead and made some of the cuts to begin that and realized it wasn't going to sit all the way, so we got this. It's just a little bit wider, not much, for the EcoPower. So got that, and might as well get it in green if we're going to do it. So that'll fit those really nice. We get rid of that. Oh, and I picked up. Oh, this is the 1.5. I have to talk about that. I wanted the 0.5 driver, not the 0.5 or 1.5. That's a shame. We'll have to get something going there. It does have a screw there, so maybe what we'll do is we'll cut off. We'll cut this down and see if it fits inside there, and we can tighten that up to make that easier. The whole idea was to get a driver to make the changes that we're going to make a lot easier instead of using the hex, but we got the wrong one. This is for the wheels, which is fine, but not exactly what I was looking for, so I'm going to have to order something online to get that 0.5 millimeter that we need to do all the changeovers. I'm not going to video the changeovers. There's plenty of videos out there to show you how to change things out. So we'll do a cut here, and the next thing you will see is the finished product and a talk about what's going on, and we will do a little uh, probably very shaky video on the car actually running. So uh, for me, it's going to take probably 20-30 minutes to change all this out, especially since I don't have the correct hex driver and got to use the old standby. Um, but for you, it'll take mere seconds. So we'll see you in the next part of this video. All right, everybody. We're back from doing all the mods. Well, most of the mods. Did not put the motor in, basically because, as you can see there, it's a different hole pattern than the standard ones, which are here and on the other side. So they're reversed of that. So without a plate, I could not install that, which is such a shame because there's many motor makers out there, suppliers, that give you that plate because they know that you're not going to be able to install it otherwise. So Samix, little disappointed that you knew that this was not going to be a direct fit and you did not give that plate like so many others do within your same price range. So this will be getting returned, and I'm going to get a much cheaper motor. Matter of fact, for the price I paid for this, I'm going to basically get $5 back, and I'm going to get 2 motors that are direct replacement. So sorry, Samix, you go back. This I've decided to go ahead and keep because it'll help me out when I change out the wheels. That'll be really great, but I gotta go get a 0.5 hex because it took far too long to change stuff out with this using that. So I ended up using the Allen wrenches for both the 0.5, 0.05, 0.5 and 1.5 just to do it and tell you what's going on. And yeah, big pain in the butt. And I only had to use the 1.5 a couple of times just to take the motor out and put it back in, so that wasn't so bad. But the 0.05 or the 0.5 was just too much of a pain in the butt. So got the new servo in. It's on its new mount in there. Sorry about the bump in it. One of the things I want to show is you don't get a lot of clearance in there with that. It catches on the frame when you do this. So instead of cutting the frame, what I did was I bent the frame out, and hopefully you can, there we go, get a good clearance of that. So bent the frame out, and now I got plenty of clearance for articulation. Don't have to worry about anything. I did have to, of course, lose the lights. Not a huge big deal. We'll figure out some other place to mount those, possibly down here on the rails, where it won't get caught up with things, and I can still get light shining through and down. It's mostly down that I want, not so much forward, but that's that. So now to do the shaky footage of it running. So I don't have any stock footage. There's plenty of stock footage out there. Mainly in this, we're just going to see, well, the steering. So let me go ahead and show you the steering on this. So before I was, you see how it's much more aggressive. I get the full turn in there, even some articulation, which is great. Before, it would turn to about here and not go. So I'm really excited about this, mainly because, watch, it pushes away from me, and that's exactly what you want. When you're pushing on a wall, you want it to push that sidewall in on an object. So excited about that. We're going to go out, run it, and you'll get to see that video in mere seconds. Alright, little shaky video time, driving with one hand, just to show you. Already loving the steering. Boy, it's tricky driving with one hand. There we go. Oh. Well, one of the pinch points I was getting up in here. Get up in there. Look at that. Okay. So now I'm at a pinch point. Before I could not. Look at that. Oh, it pushed it right on over. That's great, though. Even though that was a flip, which is fine. I'm not the best at driving one-handed here. That's why we're getting such a shaky video. Sorry about that. Something to learn. So that's just basically the motor not letting it go. Look at that. Boy, I couldn't have done that before that steering servo was changed. Look at that. And then being able to move on it. That's what this is all about. So very happy with the servo change. Again, just being able to turn and have that full turn, whoops, which I didn't have before, that's the big difference in this. So I'm gonna have some fun out here exploring this, and I'll see you back in the shop. Just quickly wanted to show you how good that is over the rocks and stuff. Mind you, it's a full droop, and that's allowing all sorts of fun stuff. But where I used to get stuck on like a rock, the ability to get over them by just using a little steering. Huge difference. Sorry, this is terrible video. I'm not great at the one-handed driving again, as I said. I do wish I had. I see that's where that little bit of steering definitely helps. See, I would have got stuck there before. Now, with being able to turn those wheels like that, see that? That makes a big difference on how it's going to grip and what it can grip. Alright, we're back in the garage now, back on the bench, and yeah, loving the way that it goes. Again, it's full droop, so the suspension comes up, It got complete articulation. What a difference having that servo be able to grunt itself over and grab onto things. I did a spot in the backyard on a rock where I had a lot of trouble, and I had no steering, and if I just had a little bit of steering, it would give me that little extra grip. And it's a pretty steep angle that it goes on. It sits somewhere in here, which is quite drastic. I'm sure that's at about 50 or more degrees. And yeah, I mean, it just being able to turn the tire a little bit, pulled it up and over. That's absolutely wonderful. I might do steering knuckles in the future. That's a possibility. Just put some more weight up front. But then again, who knows? There's all sorts of different options. Hex nuts being one of them to put weight on. Now, I am not going to change out my links at all. Now mind you, I am limited at this point. That is it. That's purely shocks that are limiting me. I can't go any more than that. It's stock shocks, but even with the stock shocks, it's really amazing what you can get. Now, you see how flexible these are. Metal links do not flex, and you get what you get. I do plan to put longer shocks on it just for fun, just to see how that helps, or if it helps. I am very much worried that I'm going to get that front end lift when I'm going up something at a more degree, that it's going to really pop in a bad way. But we'll see. I'm very happy with it right now. It's a very light rig, which I think helps. You know, you put too much weight on it, it puts strain on the motor, puts strain on the steering, and so then you really have to upgrade, even going to brushless. Whereas with this light rig, the motor's still fine. It does stall at certain points, but I believe now with that steering, I'm getting the most out of the motor. I am going to change this stuff out because I want to upgrade the motor, which means I have to go back into stuff. So I got to find me a 0.5 millimeter hex driver so that I can make that change quickly. We'll figure out a spot for the lights. We got a couple extra screws, which is fine. Those will go into our cache of screws that we'll have, and if we ever lose one or need one, we'll have that. So that's it, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video and everything that I've done. A lot of edits, a lot of cuts, but hopefully it's all worth it. Get yourself one of these if you haven't already, and you enjoy that RC crawling and everything else. I have a ton of fun. I do want to possibly in the future make a track for this all to go on, but that's in the future. Definitely want to find some spots to take this out and have some fun with it locally around. Find some good rocks and trails, and have a lot of fun with it in the future. So that's it for now. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. Go make it, go tweak it, which is what we're doing here. Make those adjustments. You can do it. It's very easy. And you have a wonderful day, and we will see you all in the next video.